Today we are going to discuss a very important topic. I had mentioned to you before that there are some cross sections in thorax, the transverse sections. And today we are going to discuss the transverse section at T5 level. Transverse section at T5 level. Okay. So at T5 level, when I am saying T5 level, so what is this sternum or mandibular? We are talking about the sternum. Angle is at T4. Okay, and then this is the rib. Here is T5 vertebra. T5 vertebra. Okay. On both the sides is lungs, but covered by pleura. This is the pleura. Inside the pleura is the lung. Here show this gap of which recess? Costo-mediastinal recess. So this is lungs, pleura, ribs. Exactly here at the center we draw the trachea. Of course, trachea divides at T4 level. Okay, but we are drawing it because its level varies between T4 to T6. It moves up and down. And from the trachea there are these two principal bronchi. From the trachea, these are the two principal bronchi. Now, I said ascending aorta ends at T4. Arch of aorta starts at T4. Arch of aorta crosses the left bronchus, comes here, becomes descending aorta at T4. Descending aorta starts at T4. That means we are not going to see arch of aorta in section at T5. We are going to see ascending aorta. And we are going to see the descending aorta. So I draw ascending aorta over here. Ascending aorta. This ascending aorta becomes arch of aorta, goes behind above the left bronchus and comes here as descending thoracic aorta. So this is ascending aorta. This is descending thoracic aorta. Okay. Here behind the trachea, flat, is esophagus. Behind the trachea is esophagus. on the side of the ascending aorta. On the side of the ascending aorta is SVC, superior vena cava. Superior vena cava. When we talked about the pulmonary trunk, we said pulmonary trunk is a part of middle mediastinum only, even the pulmonary arteries, right? Ascending aorta is a part of middle mediastinum, arch of aorta is a part of superior mediastinum. But pulmonary trunk and pulmonary arteries both are part of middle mediastinum. They don't go above the inferior mediastinum. So pulmonary trunk dividing into two pulmonary arteries. So this is pulmonary trunk, this is pulmonary artery, this is pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery of the right side, pulmonary artery of the left side. Now drawing the nerves. The most important are two nerves, phrenic and vagus. At C4 level we also see cardiac nerves. Currently we are only talking about the phrenic and vagus. So vagus is here. Left vagus and right vagus. Vagus. Phrenic, right phrenic and the left phrenic. Okay. Internal thoracic artery and vein. Okay. Internal thoracic, just check the artery or medial or vein is on medial. Internal thoracic vessels. Okay. Whenever there is some doubt in my mind, I always prefer to cross check. Vein is it. Vein. Of course, this is not a important relation. And one more structure which is important and is here. On the left side. Thoracic duct. Thoracic duct. Okay. The thoracic duct, which was on the right side till T5 level, has now started moving to the left side. This is the left side. This is the right side. What is the significance of this diagram? This diagram we can use if a question is asked on SVC, ascending aorta, trachea, esophagus, thoracic duct, or descending thoracic. So many areas can be covered with this. Okay. So now that you are here, we'll start discussing SVC, the superior vena cava. Now the superior vena cava, I had talked about cardinal veins that day. You remember I spoke about 3 veins opening into sinus venosus. What were those 3 veins? Cardinal, umbilical and vitelline veins. Now suppose this is the common cardinal vein. Okay. The common cardinal vein is draining into now the right atrium. Right? It is draining into right atrium. Because it drains into sinus venosus forms right atrium. This common cardinal vein has 2 components. Okay? The anterior cardinal vein, this is common cardinal vein, and this is posterior cardinal vein. Anterior cardinal vein and posterior cardinal vein unite to form common cardinal vein, which is draining into sinus venosus, which is going to form the right atrium, smooth part. SVC develops from common cardinal vein, right side. Its terminal part develops from common cardinal vein, and proximal part develops from anterior cardinal vein. So this part will form SVC. So now what is going to happen in the next step is VC, SVC, and the posterior cardinal vein is opening into it. Posterior cardinal vein, terminal part will form azygos. Terminal part of the posterior cardinal vein will form azygos. So see, initially it was like this. So this whole thing formed SVC. So now we have SVC and posterior cardinal vein opening into it. So posterior cardinal vein terminal part forms azygos, or azygos is derived from that. So ultimately we get a SVC and azygos opening into it. So that's what we talk about, the arch of azygos. So on the right side there is SVC and azygos coming and arching and opening into the SVC. Okay. So part of the SVC. So in adult type, suppose this is SVC and this is azygos. Part of the SVC below the opening of azygos is developed from common cardinal vein. Part of the SVC above the opening of azygos is derived from anterior cardinal vein, and azygos vein itself is developed from posterior cardinal vein, but everywhere you have to write right side. Right side. Is this clear? Okay. Now few statements about SVC. Few statements about SVC. SVC is formed by the union of 2 brachiocephalic veins. 2 brachiocephalic veins. Brachiocephalic veins are formed by the union of internal jugular vein and subclavian vein and internal jugular vein. They are formed behind the medial end of the clavicle. Brachiocephalic veins are formed behind the medial end of clavicle. They unite with each other at the first costal cartilage, behind the first costal cartilage. So first costal cartilage. Pierces the pericardium behind the second costal cartilage and enters into the right atrium at the level of third costal cartilage, all right side and so SVC formed behind the right first costal cartilage. Pierces pericardium behind the second costal cartilage, enters the right atrium behind the right third costal cartilage. Okay. Brachiocephalic veins are formed behind the medial end of the clavicle. Both the brachiocephalic. They unite behind the right costal. Also, you can talk about the course of the SVC. It is formed in the superior mediastinum, right? And from the superior mediastinum, it enters the middle mediastinum, and then enters the right atrium, right? Superior mediastinum to middle mediastinum. We have described the levels also. Tributaries, very few. The formative tributaries of SVC are the brachiocephalic veins, and the main tributary it receives is the azygos. Main tributary it receives is the azygos vein. Even your textbooks also talk about other things like pericardial veins and few mediastinal veins will be there, non-specific. There are no specific names for it. So other the mediastinum, pericardial veins, they will also bring into SVC, but main is azygos vein, main tributary. Yeah. But the question asked in the exam, why I am teaching this, is applied anatomy of SVC. Applied anatomy of SVC. If it gets blocked below the opening of azygos, or it can get blocked above the opening of azygos, which we have already discussed. If God gives you option, what would you prefer? Above, because azygos is still tiger abhi. Azygos is there, so veins, blood will go from azygos and enter into SVC. So veins over the thorax will be engorged. But if it is below the azygos, then whole vein blood goes to the abdomen and from there comes out. So veins over the abdomen and thorax both are ended up. It's 8:29. We stop here. Thank you so much.